I'm going to a singles night. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what that means. I'm very curious to see what the type of crowd that's gonna be there. So we'll see. This is the fit. Hi, for Mackenzie.
Yes, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
2 hours later.
I didn't talk to a single man. And you would think the point of singles night was to do that. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. It was fun people watching though. It was fun watching all the men try to intermingle into the girlfriend groups. Not intermingled into mine. We couldn't be bothered.
I'm 36 years old and unmarried, and I've been reflecting on that a lot lately. Just like as I get older, why that's the case. And there's a lot of reasons, I think, but I'm going to start sharing a couple of them with you. One of them being, I once went on a date with somebody to go kayaking, and I always wear sunscreen. Like I'm very good about my sun protection. I grew up on the beach. I have to see my dermatologist once a year now to get stuff removed because I was very irresponsible when I was younger. Anyway, so I'm very good now about wearing sunscreen. But we went on this date, and before we got in the kayak, he looked at me and goes, "You should put on sunscreen." And I don't know if it was the delivery or the fact that I just really don't like being told what to do, ever. I refused. I was like, absolutely not. No. And I got sun poisoning because we were on kayaks for 4 hours.
You guys love each other, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That will go away. You cannot trust anybody ever.
And that was silly. That's what most of these modern women are doing. Cutting off your nose to spite your face, but you're hurting yourself. What man is going to want to deal with that drama when they get back to the house?
So the other day for St. Patrick's Day, I was at a bar and this girl came up to me and she was like, "Hey, are you looking for a man?" And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, "Well, I'm with a group of bunch of guys, like they are looking for a girl, like you should come over by us and like scope it out, whatever." And I was like, okay, like period, like get good wing woman, good on you, whatever. And then the more I'm thinking about it, I was like, I'm not gonna go walk up to a group of guys right now and like get pimped out. And I also looked over at them and they all looked just like far too young, which was completely on me because why was I at Halligan's? But anyways, that's besides the point. I think that a collective reality for a lot of men right now is that they are afraid to shoot their shot. They're afraid to approach women. They don't want to come off as creepy. And we are so reliant on dating apps that you don't really have to shoot your shot if you don't want to, when you can sit on your phone and just scroll and get rejected virtually, which stings a lot less than in person. But I think Chicago is actually much worse when it comes to men being very afraid to approach. And my theory is because we are not a transplant city, which means that people go out in big hordes and groups. Their high school friends, their college friends, people that they've known forever, and they don't deviate from those groups. Why would you need to if you have 30 fucking friends from high school who are already in your circle? Chicago is just like mob mentality, squad mentality, like you roll deep with your squad, you don't deviate from your squad, you're not looking for friends. And so we're not practicing the skill of talking to strangers, of nurturing connections with strangers, of hitting on girls at the bar. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel it. My friends who have moved to New York have felt it. And I think that we all need to collectively start talking to strangers, me included. Anyways, let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know if you think I'm full of shit, to be quite honest. Okay, love you.
Hey y'all, so I'm leaving Lenox Mall. And, you know, a lot of people don't like to come to Lenox Mall. Y'all know why. We talking about the men. A lot of men, you know, don't like to come to Lenox. And I don't know what the fuck my car doing. Poltergeist and shit. Anyway, and walking around, and I thought of the question as a 43-year-old black woman that I get asked so much. It really aggravates the fuck out of me, to be honest. Is, why are you single? Why are you single? Why are you single? Why the fuck are you single? And it's 4 reasons why I'm single. 4. Now we talking about black men, okay? Because I'm a black woman. So number 1, married, engaged, in a relationship. So y'all 40 plus. How many of y'all friends is single? Okay, that's number one. 40 plus, okay? Number two, the black men that's incarcerated, okay? Yeah. Number three, the black men who don't like black women. That's number three. And then number four, black men who don't like women. Women, okay? So when you think about that, when you see a 40-year-old woman like me, then you should understand why the fuck I'm single when you check all the motherfucking boxes off. You understand me? So when you see black women, some of them, and they are dating men outside their race, that's the reason why. If they do. I'm just saying. Because when you take that out the way, it's slim pickings, if you understand what the fuck I mean. But that is the reason why. As I'm walking through Lennox, and y'all know how Lennox be, and whoever love whoever, whatever, it's cool. I just want a man that just want me and want what I got. Okay, you understand that? But that is why we are single. Don't ask us. No, it ain't because we fucking crazy. Blah 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 blah. It's not. It's because of them 4 motherfucking boxes. Okay. Thank you.
A lot of times modern women have coping mechanisms as to why they're single. I don't know what's going on, and they never really look at who the problem actually is. There's a guy here in the comments that says, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the single men in your age range hang out in the suburban areas where they live and very seldom come to the city unless they're on a date. Sports bars with live bands are very popular in my area, right? I'm telling you, I don't be where you're at. Most men don't. Most men have heard enough that modern women don't want to be around them. Modern women don't want them to approach. And we're stunned when we can't find the men that might be a potential match for us. Well, you said you didn't want them.
So I have been having this conversation, it seems like a lot lately, with ladies. And we want to know, why are men not approaching women like they did 10, 15, 20 years ago? And I'm talking mature women over 40, fully dressed, that have some class, all right? Very attractive, and mostly they're kind. Why are men not approaching women like they used to? I have my theories, but I'm not a man, so I don't know, all right? Let us know. Women want to know. The ladies want to know what is going on, men. Respectfully said, with love.
Unpopular opinion, men are not pursuing women anymore. I think men are not pursuing women anymore because they're afraid of rejection. I don't know who put in people's minds that just because you put in the work to show your interest in someone doesn't mean you're entitled to their affection. I think that's the message a lot of people are getting, because they don't want to be rejected, so they don't even try at all. Trying and pursuing someone is going to lead you to the right person. If you never try, how will you know? You're so afraid of being hurt that you're missing out on so many opportunities for you to just be happy. Look, women want to be pursued. At least I know I want to be pursued. Christian women want to be pursued. If you're waiting for a girl to like you, or you're waiting for the girl to show interest, and it says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. When did we get so comfortable not pursuing? When did that happen? Since when do we allow rejection to stop us from getting what we want? Think about it this way. If you have a job, you had to apply. If you were so afraid of getting rejected and you never applied to the job, you wouldn't have that job right now. Everything is a risk. You have to understand and ask yourself, is this worth the risk? If you really want to be married, you better say yes, because it is. It is. Please start pursuing and stop waiting to be liked first. No, that is not how it works. Please.
I wonder if there's a way, like a mode to where you can get direct feedback and somebody can tell you exactly how they feel about what it is that you're saying. Oh, wait, I know. Comments. Too many times, men in the comments have told you exactly why they're not approaching. But once again, modern women of all shapes and sizes, They get online with this narrative and it be dead wrong. Dead wrong.
Hey y'all, somebody need to hear this. So I just had this random thought. I remember when I was younger, I was talking to some of my guy friends or whatever, and I was like, I find it weird that when I'm not looking my best, I'm not feeling my best, let's say I just threw on an outfit to run and go buy something to wear, because when I lived in New York, that's what we used to do. We used to buy outfits every day. I don't know where we got the money, but it's what we did, right? So go find something to wear, whatever, and I might just throw something on, might have a headscarf on or whatever, right? And the guy said to me, he was like, the reason why men approach you when you look like that is because you're not looking at your best. So you're not intimidating to them. You look easy, you're like easy to them. So they feel like they can come at you. And I was like, well, damn, I thought about that. So if you want just people to approach you, then yeah, you will look any kind of way or whatever. But for me, I want a certain type of man to approach me. So I've noticed that when I'm looking my best and I'm feeling good, smelling good, all that type of stuff, a lot of men don't approach you because guess what? They feel like you're out of their league, So I would rather be out of someone's league and let all the little scragglers not come to me than to have everybody approaching me and then I gotta weed out all these people. So just know that. Always look your best, feel your best, smell your best, taste your best, everything that you do your best, right? And if they don't approach, just know that they weren't worthy. Take that with you. Love y'all.
No, you just look like a normal person. That's it. Look like a normal person. Somebody that's not uptight. I can get to know them. A lot of times, it doesn't matter if it's a man or woman in formal settings. People don't really move around like that. That's why you have icebreakers, so people can start moving around and loosen up. There's etiquette when it's formal. When it's informal, you get a little bit more friendly. You get a little bit more comfortable. You start stepping to somebody and seeing what they have in common. That's why when you have some sweats on or whatever it is, oh, she looks like she's common. She looks like she might be a little bit of fun. She looks attractive. Maybe she would like to be my friend. Who knows? Let's see.
When men stop approaching you, when you stop getting countless of just random DMs from men, you've made it. You've reached that girl level, the baddest of baddists of bitches. When you don't get approached by men. Yeah. When you have this intimidating aura of this woman who respects and loves herself, like this woman who, you can't play with her. Oh, I feel it from the way she speaks, how she is as a person, and that is when you know. It's honestly a really, good thing when you don't get approached. Yeah, period.
A lot of men today are making excuses to not approach women or talk to women or deal with women at all. They're saying things like the juice isn't worth the squeeze, or I'd rather have my peace, or all of this stuff. And the part that completely does not make sense is these guys who feel this way a lot of times are on social media getting reinforced beliefs, but they're not actually out there in the world doing anything or talking. Let me give you an example. If you could turn off the, let's say, social anxiety or approach anxiety of talking to someone new, and you could just speak freely, okay, you would have no fear of saying anything. You could say a compliment, you could say, hey, how's your day going? Because on the inside, you would still just feel completely normal, no hesitation, no anxiety at all. And let's say hypothetically, okay, let's just say hypothetically you did give validation away or you did give attention away. Who cares? The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to go home at night and you know that you gave someone a compliment, or you know that you attempted, okay, to meet somebody. And then in the reverse, let's say even if you did get rejected or she had a boyfriend or whatever, the worst thing that happened was she went home and she felt good about herself. It's really a win-win. You get to flex your social anxiety muscle and you get to make people feel good. But what I'm seeing is men just completely checking out. I think that this completely goes against nature by God's design of man and woman being together. And what you have to remember is that you as a man, you have the strength and the power to take control of your own life. And every single day that you live with these reinforced beliefs that say, oh, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, this is equivalent to the guy who always wants to start a business, but you find every excuse to say it's too saturated. Okay? Now, let's get on to the next phase of this. Guys saying that, oh, I'd rather have my peace and all this. I agree with you. If you attempt to set up a date, or if you're dating a woman for a short period of time and you notice that she's playing games and adding chaos to your life, sure, quietly exit. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to give her a reason, an excuse. You can literally just stop responding and you can just move on with your life. You can always have your peace. What I'm trying to tell you is you really can have it all. And I know that because over the years, I've figured out how to have it all. I have a good belief set and a good mindset of a positive attitude, and I truly believe that I can get whatever I want in this life. And if you live by these things, what you're going to realize is everything that you think and everything that you feel, it's on the inside. It doesn't actually exist. And just because there's social media comments telling you that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, listen, there's a lot of amazing women out there who would love to strike up a conversation with you. And even if you believe that, oh, you have to be a certain height or you have to look a certain way, it's just not true, because once her emotions feel something, that's when you win.
Well, God's design is, how can two walk together if they don't agree? Modern women are not agreeing with men. You have to agree. You have to be going in the same direction. You don't even know if you're going in the same direction. I hear what you're saying, but you don't even know if you're going in the same direction, because modern women don't know how to have a conversation. I mean, we can sit up here and talk about what men aren't doing, how men aren't moving to women, but they're not moving to women because a lot of these modern women can't communicate effectively. Oh, well, you're just using an excuse and the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And this is what we say when it comes to men. Anything and everything that they're saying, we just move it on to the side because it doesn't really matter. Just grow some, grow a pair, and be a man. But if a man, this is what I'm saying, we need to start treating men like human beings. If a man says, I need a little help, I need a little assistance, I gotta know that ain't nothing shady going on. If you go to a website, it looks shady, I'm not going. I'm not buying anything, I'm leaving. Even if it's a good deal, I'm leaving. So when a woman says, hey, I look cute, I'm dressed up and all that stuff, the man's not going, because you don't look safe. We gotta stop talking to the men so much, and we gotta start bringing the women into the conversation. You don't look safe. I've seen some women talk about, hey, you have RPF, you need to get that look off your face. Hey, your posture's closed, you need to open up your posture a little bit. Hey, if you like that man, go over and say hello. You don't have to, hey, I like you so much, you're so fine. Oh, I like them pants on you. Ooh, your butt sticking out. You don't have to do all of that. Hello, how you doing? My name is Alice. What's your name? If you don't want to do that, you need to figure out a way to drop the handkerchief so the man can pay you some attention. But a lot of times we allow women to get off the hook, thinking critically about how she wants to lure that man in. Too many times, men have to just go out there and just shoot at a blank wall. How inefficient is that? It's very inefficient. And I understand you want to flex the muscle and work the muscle. I get it. I understand it. But at some point in time, if you're out there going to the gun range and you just shooting, if you don't know how to shoot, at some point in time, you're going to get a trainer, or you're going to get somebody an instructor is really what I mean. And they're going to tell you, okay, use this, hold the weapon like this, aim like this, or you're too nervous, you're too hesitant. Stop your breathing. Do this. And they're going to give you line by line instruction over and over again, feedback over and over again about how to do the job. At some point in time, you're going to be efficient at shooting, right? Or whatever you're using, you're going to get efficient at it. And you're going to stop wasting your shots. So these modern women, they're no longer efficient. It's not an efficient shot, is what I'm trying to say. It's not an efficient shot, and men are not doing it anymore.
This is my proof that I think that the population is going to slowly decline, because I am in a room of like 100 men, with them has approached. I just think men this day and age don't want to date.
Since men don't approach women anymore, I guess I should start going up to men. I live in a city, and literally anytime I'm walking anywhere, anytime I see a cute guy, it's always heads down, headphones in. He won't look at anyone. What am I supposed to do? Chase a guy down the street that does not want to be bothered and ask him if he is single? I feel like I give off the most approachable vibes. I'm always smiling, looking pleasant, not looking at my phone. I don't wear my headphone. Literally never once. I've never been approached.
I just think that at this point, you gotta take it up with the ladies, not the men. Because between Drizzle and the whole bear versus man argument, and then all of these recent videos of women saying that men are terrible and they are man haters, I just think that it would be helpful to the men if y'all got your message straightened out. Because you can't have it both ways. You're going to have to deal with somewhat uncomfortable situations where somebody that you're not interested in actually approaches you and they think that you're attractive. And guess what? You can't be super insulted about it and then blame him for doing that. Or you don't deal with that and then you become the one that is approaching the guy. You're the one now that has to deal with the rejection and maybe even being called a creep. Guys are gonna love that.
So since men don't approach women, right? I guess I should start trying to go up to men. I live in New York City. Every single guy, head down, headphones on. No one looks approachable. Everyone's on their phone. No one's looking up. No one's looking at each other. No one's socializing. What am I supposed to do? Chase a guy down the street and like tap him on the shoulder and be like, hello, are you single? That makes me go back to the beginning and being like, why am I the one that has to do this in the first place? I make sure that I have a pleasant expression on my face. I don't wear headphones in the street. I don't look at my phone when I'm walking in the street. Never once been approached. And I was talking to a guy that I matched with on Tinder. When I was talking to him on the phone, he ghosted me, by the way, because we literally had like the nicest phone call and he ghosted me. So I don't really know what that's about. It's freaking pussy. I was like, do you go up to girls in the street? He's like, no, hell no. Like he was like hard no about it. I was like, what the hell? Like seriously, like you guys the men have the power and that's why everyone's single. Women don't have the power. Like we're seen as like too pushy or too aggressive or not feminine if we go up to guys. It's not fair. It really isn't. It's all of this is because men just refuse to approach.
Men will approach you and then try to have a full-blown conversation and not even offer a drink.
They wasting your time.
I agree too.
That's a waste of conversation.
Like, what are we doing? Why are you like? Because be a gentleman.
It's not like it's a class, though.
What do you mean?
It's not like it's a taught behavior. You know, that's per man to son or grandfather to son. I don't know.
It's a movie thing. That's how we learn. Like men aren't teaching their sons, hey son, when you go to a club, make sure you buy a woman a drink before you start a conversation. No, a lot of these things that we learn are from movies.
Did she just draw a reference from movies? Like we don't know that Hollywood is scripted? Bruh. Oh, man, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Most of these modern women do not live in reality. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. But according to her, men aren't taught how to approach women because according to her, if you walk up to her and you do not offer a drink or do not offer to buy her a drink, you're not a gentleman. So in her mind, in order for a man to qualify to talk to her, you must buy her a drink first. If you don't buy her a drink, you don't qualify to talk to her. You don't qualify to have a conversation with her. You're not allowed to speak if you don't pay an entry fee. And notice how they always use things that are artificial and performative and scripted. She literally mentioned a movie. This is crazy. But this just tells you how detached a lot of modern women today are from real life interaction. The fact that a guy has to buy you a drink or offer to buy you a drink in order to speak to you. That's crazy. Attraction no longer comes before the transaction. No, the transaction comes before the attraction nowadays. Which leads me to something I always say as well. Women break the rules for guys that they like. Because I promise you, if it's a guy that she actually finds attractive, that rule that she just made up that you have to buy her a drink to talk to her is only for guys that she doesn't find attractive or doesn't have enough value to talk to her, or they walk weirdly, or she's just not feeling them in the moment. Because if she likes him, the rules get flexible. All of a sudden, she'll be the one buying the drink. But yeah, in order to be treated like a human being where you're allowed to have a conversation with this woman right here, you have to buy her a drink, or You just don't simply don't qualify.
Telling you, bro, these modern women don't live in real life. They don't live in reality. All I saw in the movie, you're supposed to approach me at a bar. You're supposed to have one huge ice cube in your drink. You're supposed to have a suit. You're supposed to be talking low and slow. You're supposed to lean over, whisper in her ear, touch her elbow just at the right time, and all that other nonsense. I understand it. There's a place for it. Too many times, once again, you're not living in reality. It used to be the case that you could just walk up to a woman in high school or church or whatever. Hey, how you doing? I saw you over across the way and I was just, man, I'm smitten. I think you're really beautiful. You mind if I take you out? I don't know about you, mister. And then you have like a back and forth and you kind of state your case and she say, oh, I guess. Well, you can prove yourself. Pick me up at 7. Where are we going? Don't be late. And so there's a back and forth. There's a sort of a playful banter there to where you kind of feel each other out. I mean, ain't no commitment, but you're feeling each other out. You go to the restaurant, you see his manners, see if he holds the door open, if he opens your door, if he, pulls out your chair, that sort of thing. Those sort of things come natural to people who are women. But these modern women aren't that. I'm sorry. They're not women anymore. They're not a pleasure to be around anymore. So you're not getting approached. You're not getting a drink because you will sit there and look at a man's face and say, thank you for the drink, I'm out. You will sit there, and self-checkout was talking about this. A man walked up to a woman in a gas station. She was in her car and she said, if you like me, go ahead and fill up my gas tank. I don't want any of that regular stuff. Get the premium. And on video, she was saying, I'll never get premium, but he gonna get me premium if he wants to talk to me. Everybody watching that video already knew it was about to happen, and it did. Hey, move off my car. Get your hands off my car. Okay, I'll talk to you if you get your hands off my car. And then she pull around and drive off. The man had already paid for a tank of gas. That's what, 30, 40, 50 bucks that he just wasted. And she, that's funny to you? You're not gonna get approached that way. Oh, we're just coming up to women in the club talking about, I want a man to buy me a drink. And the man just sitting, no, I'm not about to do that. Because that's the only thing that you came over here for, is to get free drinks. You got interviews of women talking about men usually pay for our drinks. Are you with the man? Did you give the man your number? No, because that's what we expect. So no, you're not getting the drink. You're not getting the appetizer. It's not the least that I can do. Least you can do is be a good human being, and maybe you'll get a drink.
So I'm gonna tell you guys why guys do not approach women. Now, when I was checking out of my hotel in Louisville, this beautiful woman came up behind me, and she's got her little bag, and I looked at her and looked away, and I'm just checking out the lady who's checking me out of the hotel, and I just kind of glanced over. She's not looking at me at all, and she's like completely looking the other way. And I was looking at her to see, and I was hoping if she turned back to look at me, then I would look away then. But she's not looking at me at all, and I'm just looking at her. And I'm just like, man. So I get my stuff, and I go on, and she's got the R blank F, if you guys know what I mean. So I go to leave, and I get my truck, and I see her go out, and she walks in. She gets in her little Porsche Cayenne. And I watched her for a second, and she's just sitting in there. I don't know if she was having a bad morning. Maybe she got some bad news. She was obviously by herself. No rings, no nothing. Why is she staying in that hotel, too, kind of makes me wonder, because that was not a fancy hotel either for someone that, to me, probably should be staying at the, downtown somewhere. But, me, I'm just kind of happy-go-lucky. I would have said hi to her. How you doing? How's your morning? Something like that. But moral of the story is, you could be the most beautiful woman in the world. You could be the most beautiful woman in Kentucky. But if you're not kind and nice and just cordial, shoot, don't even be cordial, be civil. Doesn't matter. Your looks will get you in the door, but your personality will keep you there. Just remember that if you are super fine and you are hot, congratulations. but you got to have the personality to go with it.
And I think, the comments here on this video, they let you know exactly why men are not approaching. One woman says, don't judge her. Her mind was elsewhere. You could have said hello. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you why. That's exactly the point. A lot of modern women, their mind is elsewhere. They're not paying attention like they say they are. They just want you to come up and knock them out of the days. No, I'm not doing that. Men are not doing that anymore. Somebody else says, she didn't say anything. How did you arrive at these conclusions? Well, like he said, if you have an RBF, if you're not really paying attention, if you're not making that contact, if you're not sending signals of acceptance and communication, how would you know? He's saying, I would have approached her, but I'm not. She has a look on her face. I'm not sure if she's having a bad morning. I don't want to ruin her morning even further. But modern women don't understand what a man's saying, right? Another woman says, he didn't approach because he would rather assume. Bless his heart. I hope he finds what he's looking for. Minus his assumption would be kind. But once again, you have a lot of these ladies in the comments that are not understanding exactly why he didn't approach. They're not understanding, hey, I need to correct my behavior if I want somebody to come up to me and approach me. Well, maybe I didn't want him to approach me. Maybe you did. You never know where your opportunities are going to come from. Had you just had the look on your face of, I'm looking pleasant, he might have come over and approached. But because you don't look pleasant, because you look like closed off, you're maybe not having a good day, he don't come up to you. That's his point. That's his point. And so many modern women miss it. They miss it. And then they looking at you, laughing at you, commenting like they know what they talking about. No, you sound like an idiot.